Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing certain topics from the current affairs section from environmental science part, and it will be helpful for any kind of competitive examinations which are upcoming. So let's dig into the topics. The first topic is the ban on single-use plastics. So this ban came into effect from July 1, 2022, and right in 2018, our PM Narendra Modi had given a clarion call to phase out single-use plastics by 2022. So as you can see, this has been done in line with the call of our PM to eradicate the use of single-use plastics by the year 2022. And the Gazette notification issued by the Union Ministry for Environment, Forest and Climate Change had in August 2021 defined a list of items to be banned from July 1, 2022. So some of the items that were banned in the list were disposable plastic spoons, fork, plates, glasses, straws, etc., including thermocol items. So these are some of the items which were banned. The next point, the Union government had earlier decided to ban some plastic items from October 2, 2019 in the most polluted cities and villages. That means in the initial phase, keeping in line with the celebration of Gandhi Jayanti on October 2, 2019, some items were banned in the most polluted cities and villages of the country. Let's move to the next point from this topic itself. Single-use plastics or disposable plastics do not biodegrade and instead just break down into microparticles which contaminate our environment. And that's why the toxic chemicals released by these particles find way into our food and water and are now found in our bloodstream. And according to recent researches, this can disrupt the endocrine system and can cause deadly diseases such as cancer, infertility, immunity impairment, birth defects, and many other ailments. Single-use plastics account for a third of all plastic produced globally, with 98% manufactured from fossil fuels. So it's a two-edged sword, it seems, because single-use plastics are themselves items which cause pollution and are toxic, and at the same time, in order to manufacture single-use plastics, a large amount of fossil fuels are combusted, which then again lead to pollution, particularly air pollution. So there was this urgent need to ban plastic items, the single-use ones. Next point, single-use plastics also account for the majority of plastics discarded. There is 130 million metric tons globally in 2019. Another point, single-use plastics could account for 5 to 10% of greenhouse gas emissions by 2050, and India ranks 94 in use of disposable plastic. The top three countries are Singapore, Australia, and Oman. Per capita generation of single-use plastic in India is 4 kg, and domestic production annually is 11.8 million metric tons MMT, and import is 2.9 MMT. So these are the points which have been compiled here, and in the examination you can be asked a question which can be of this nature, that they may give 4 points out of which you will have to choose the correct ones, and there may be multiple correct options out of those 4. That's why it's important to compile as many points as possible from one particular topic. So that's why this compilation of all the necessary points. Okay, now let's move to the next topic. That topic is Mongolia's Khuvsgul Lake added to the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So Mongolia's Khuvsgul Lake National Park has been added to the World Network of Biosphere Reserves of the UNESCO, and the decision was taken during the 34th session of the International Coordinating Council of the Man and Biosphere Program held in Paris in June 2022. This lake holds 70% fresh water of Mongolia and accounts for 0.4% of world's total fresh water. And the length of the lake is 135 kilometer and 262 meter deep. One more point related to this topic. It is located at about 200 kilometers west of Lake Baikal. As we all know, Lake Baikal is one of the prominent lakes in the world, and it is nicknamed as younger sister of two sister lakes. So this is a very important point. You may be asked in examination, so keep this in mind. Now let's move to the next topic. European Union votes to ban sale of new petrol and diesel cars by 2035. So there is this ongoing process of switching to electric vehicles. Now the deadline year is set up at 2035. The European Union has voted to ban sale of new petrol and diesel cars by 2035. And what is the goal of this particular decision? The goal is to cut carbon emissions from new passenger cars and light commercial vehicles by 100% in 2035 compared to 2021. And European Union aims to be carbon neutral by 2050. So these are the benchmark years that we need to actually learn by heart for our examination. Another aim, net greenhouse gas emissions to be cut by at least 55% by 2030, which the European Union calls its Fit for 55 plan. So another important point, what is the Fit for 55 plan? That is to cut greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by 2030. Next point, India's cleanest city. So Indore in Madhya Pradesh has been adjudged India's cleanest city again, and it has bagged this award for the 5th time in a row. It was announced by the Honorable President Mr. Ramnath Kovind in the 6th edition of Swachh Sarvekshan 2021 awards in November 2021. So the then President Mr. Ramnath Kovind, Honorable President Mr. Ramnath Kovind had declared the award in November 2021. The second spot has been given to Surat in Gujarat. So the second cleanest city in India is Surat in Gujarat. Another topic, India's green cover. So according to the latest India's State of Forest Report, ISFR 2021, released on January 13, 2022, India's green cover has touched nearly 1/4 of its geographical area, with forests and trees outside recorded forest areas put together. So this is the estimate, 1/4 of its geographical area. The increase of 2,261 square kilometers, 0.3% in 2021. So what has been the increase? It's this, 0.3%. Now the current total green cover stands at 8,09,537 square kilometer, which is 24.6% of geographical area. As you can see, this is actually about 1/4 of the total area of the country. And the forest cover is 7,13,789 square kilometer and 21.7% of the area. And increase in forest cover is 1540 square kilometer, which is an increase of 0.2%. So this is the total green cover, and out of which the forest cover is this, and out of forest tree area is the one remaining. And what are the top 3 states showing increase? The top 3 states showing increase this year are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Odisha. And it will be important as well as easy for you to keep in mind, because these 3 states fall in the same part of the country together, isn't it? If you go through the map of India, you will see that you cross Odisha and then you move to these two states, which are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. So Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Odisha. And area wise, Madhya Pradesh has the largest forest cover, followed by Arunachal Pradesh. This is again very important. So area wise, the state which occupies the first position when it comes to forest cover is Madhya Pradesh, and the second spot is occupied by Arunachal Pradesh. And this report has been prepared by the Forest Survey of India. Okay, we have another topic, and I think this is the last one. Yes, this is my personal note from which I am actually discussing the points with you. So green hydrogen policy. So what is the green hydrogen policy? This is a national policy for green hydrogen and green ammonia, and it was notified on February 7, 2022. And the aim is to make India a green hydrogen hub by producing 5 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030. So this is the estimate that we have to keep in mind, 5 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030. So these are often asked in examination, the estimates. So we need to know this. Then the common man of the country to be provided clean fuel and dependency on fossil fuels to be reduced. This is the goal of this particular policy, to provide clean fuel and to reduce dependency on fossil fuels. And this has been done in order to achieve certain green goals for our country. So here we come to the end of the discussion on the topics from environmental science part, and these are some of the current affair topics from environment part. So we will come up with a next video on certain other topics. So till then, bye bye and thank you for watching.